Hello.
Hey everybody,
Hello, everybody.
it's good to see everybody again. It's been about a week since we last talked, even though we can't really see you. No. We just wanted to come and talk to you this week about something that happens a lot in marriages, and it causes a lot of issues. People to want to kill their spouse,
Dang.
divorce their spouses, and that is finances. One of the biggest things is that I've come across talking to different people is marriages having, each spouse in a marriage having two separate bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
And
We get this a lot.
we get this a lot.
Should we have one account?
And I know this is my hope is that this will cause a lot of you to have the conversation. It might cause a little bit of issue because one might say, you know what, that makes sense, and the other one might not be for it. But we base our marriage on godly principles. And when we get married, we all don't take our vows very seriously. I mean, it says to death do you part. But one of the biggest things is when you're married, the two shall become one. And because of these separate bank accounts, that kind of puts a block, a barrier in between spouses, and it makes it a lot easier for you to, cut bait and run.
Right.
So
Right.
we're not saying that you can't have a little separate account for where you want to buy gifts and you don't want your spouse to know, or what you're buying and so forth. But that little account should not be something that's concealed,
Right.
from
Right.
your spouse. He or she should definitely know that, okay, there is another account. Now, people who try and keep things separately, you're going to keep yourselves from becoming as close as you can be.
Mm-hmm. Because you've got this little thing. You've got this little something off to the side
Right.
that you're not sharing. I think for me, it goes back to the motivation of the heart. It's all right if you have a separate account. I know some people have 3 accounts. All of our accounts are joint accounts. We just keep all of our money together. Part of that, I think, is because we married so young and neither of us had anything, so we just put it all together. But honestly, I don't think it would be any different if we had married later in life, just because of our thinking that we are one. So what he has is mine, and what I have is his, and we have more together. But there are times when I wish that I could get money out of the account. Well, I was going to say that I could get money out of the account without you knowing.
She
But I
actually
can
can,
always get money out
because I
of
really
the
don't keep up with it. So
I can always get money out of the account without him knowing. But I know he wants to be able to do that sometimes, instead of me saying, what did you spend X number of dollars on? What is this charge on the bank statement? Because I handle our finances. So for those people, I know some people who have a third account. Here's the difference. I can have an account, but he should know how much I'm putting into that account. He can have an account, but I should know how much he's putting into his account. I can't just have an account where I'm socking away money, because, and I know it doesn't seem like this is realistic, but this is very real, very real. If you have this little stash and you're already contemplating leaving, or you're straddling the fence, one leg is already out,
it makes it easy.
it makes it so much easier because nothing is entangled. I have my own cash, he has his own cash. We can split. It'd be a nice and easy cut. And marriage should not be that way. You should not go into marriage thinking of the easiest ways to make the split less difficult. That's crazy. If you're going into marriage, you have to be in the mindset that you're stuck. Not stuck.
So don't say the word stuck, because that's not good. That's not good at all.
stuck.
Yeah.
You're there. You're there for the long haul.
Right.
Good, bad, ugly, beautiful. You're there for the long haul.
Now, let me interrupt. Like, one thing she said earlier was that she handles our finances, and that's a big thing. You know, I am horrible when it comes to finances. Um, you have to know who in your marriage is better at doing that. Everybody has a job. Both parties have a job in the marriage, and if she can mow the lawn better than me, guess what? She'll mow the lawn. If she can,
I'm a better edger.
if she can keep the money, the finances in order, let him or her do it. But know who does what well and allow that person to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back to the being close with the two separate accounts and how you can never experience the closeness that God would want you to have is because you're going totally against what he is saying. You didn't merge everything. You merged everything, but not the money.
But not that.
We're not going to do the money. So I think what needs to happen, if you are doing that, talk about it. Talk about it, because it's going to make a difference in your level of trust and just even so much as intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
Because when there's not a lot of turmoil about finances, you guys enjoy one another's company a lot more. And that's something that that's going to happen. So you have to be willing to make some changes in your lives. We grow up saying, Mom and them did it like this, Pookie and them did it like that. That you can't live your life like that. If it's something that's work and it's productive, and it is the right thing to do, you hold on to it. But if it's not, that's something you got to sever ties with and say, hey, I got to do some things differently. I know Mom and them did it like this, and Charlene and them did it like this, but you have to do it differently. And sometimes that's hard to do because you're afraid of what other people are going to say about it. Don't let other people make decisions for your marriage.
Right. What was it that you were saying? Oh, your coworker.
Oh, yeah. I had a coworker.
He happened to have shared this.
He just shared this out of the blue.
Because that happens all the time.
And he told me he and his wife almost divorced. And I was like, wow, why? And he said because she grew up and her parents had, a little money and, were kind of well off, and her mom never worked. Well, of course, they didn't discuss all this before they got married.
Too much like right.
But she felt like she wasn't supposed to work either. And he wanted to persuade her to get a job because they needed, been living on one income for a while and things were tight. But she was not going for that. So they went to counseling. And the counselor asked, okay, so-and-so, Cindy, what do you rate your marriage? And she said, oh, it's an 8. And she asked him, what do you rate it? And he said, it's a 9. And she's like, well, why are you here? She slammed her book closed. She said, we don't deal with people like that. We deal with people who are struggling with their marriages. So your marriage is good, but it's just little things like finances that you have to get your grip on. And you have to be on one accord. You have to agree on this thing. So I really hope that everybody will, like I said, talk about it. Let it be a topic at the dinner table for you two.
Well, maybe not at the dinner table.
I mean, for the two of you, of course. For the two of you. Because I can tell you, it'll change your life when you stop being so separate. And it might seem like it's going to make things harder. If things don't go right, it'll be harder for me to divorce because all of our money's intertwined. But that's the purpose. Now you got to work.
Now you have to work.
Now you got to work.
Yeah.
But see, we don't want to work. That's in our society today. We don't want to work. We just want to leave. It's easier to just leave. But you love one another. Work. Do the work.
I guess that's it.
That's it. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Ta-ta.